I'm doing my master's in sustainable development, and I've been focusing on using futuring as a methodology for thinking about positive interventions in Southern and Eastern Africa that work with youth and systemic justice. Oh, it was brilliant. I really struggled with undergrad. I'm not actually that academically inclined. And then I heard from a friend about this wonderful course where we met very interesting people who were in the field. It didn't feel like a proper academic program. There was a lot of singing and dancing and working in the vegetable gardens and like sort of getting practical experience. And it exceeded my expectations. I still am in contact with my peers every day, and it's very much made me the person I am today, I think. So before I came into the program, I used to think that environmental concerns were sort of something that people with money worried about, and you went to game parks, and then people like NGOs worried about, you know, equality and how people lived and their quality of life. And the course really just entangled those two things for me. And I now can't see the two as a separate thing, and everywhere I go I think about both nature and people. I'd say that was my first one. The second one was just the networking opportunities were fantastic. Learning from people on the ground. We had people like the head of sustainability for Woolworths coming in to talk to us, and then really high up academics in the field. We would go through to sort of site visits, places like Living Soils, where we would actually help learn about weeding and what were good plants to plant at different times. So I think that mix of practical networking with people at all levels of what makes sustainability important was fantastic. And yeah, I love the singing and dancing. I think that's my biggest takeaway. So yeah, sustainability needs to happen at all levels. It's not just about policy and big top-down decisions. It's about how we live on a day-to-day basis. And it's funny, sustainability has become about leading a good life with other people and being better at listening to people and the environment around me, rather than thinking about it being, you know, the right materials, the right packaging, building in the right way, those more traditional views of sustainable development. And it's also the interactions that I had during the PGDip really were formative in how I relate to people as a facilitator in workshops now. I practice a lot of what we call deep listening, active listening, which I learned a lot about in the PGDip. I think it's fantastic that it can provide the opportunity for more people across South Africa to attend. I know that some people had to travel some really far distances, and there were a lot of problems with logistics like accommodation. I also think it's fantastic that I think that's a good part of the online element. And then I think it's brilliant that they've still got that in-person element as well, because meeting people face-to-face is just key for actual proper networking to take place. It's more than just LinkedIn connections, it's actual friendships and learning from people and the work they do every day. It would be awkward if I didn't. I definitely recommend the program. The way I came to the program was through a recommendation from a very good friend, and I think that it takes academia and makes it very human, relates it to people's everyday lives, and it's about more than just getting a mark and a degree. I would recommend it because you're learning not only from academics, but you're learning how to conduct yourself on a day-to-day basis in the business world, in the NGO space. And the number of people I know in the field is just, I would say, increased by 700% through my involvement here. I'm a little bit of a nerd for philosophy and stuff, so it's nice to be actually thinking about time in weird ways with people on the ground. I used to teach a little bit as well, so I really have enjoyed the interaction with participants in workshops and meeting a bunch of really wonderful change makers from across Eastern and Southern Africa.